So good day, guys. This would be my very first video blog, as you might call it. This would be my very first video to be posted on my Facebook page and my YouTube channel. The driver for me creating this video series is that I'm starting an e-commerce business, and I'm doing a lot of research. And there are a lot of questions coming to my head that I need answering, and sometimes I'm not satisfied with all the answers I'm seeing online, even on YouTube or Google searches, and even on the big e-commerce websites offering e-commerce businesses. So I did my own research, and then after I've answered all the questions in my head, I've decided that I wanted to share this information to others because I think it would help me remember things. I think it helps me that way. And I think that it would also help other people who have the same dilemma and have the same questions as I am regarding answering some basic questions, whether it's e-commerce or not, whether it's about businesses in general, or sports or news or whatever. So before we go into the details of what the basics of e-commerce would be and what this video is all about, is that I would probably be naming this very first video, as the road to millions. Yes, I know that's very pretentious, but I think that we have to be, we have to set some goals, and we have to look at some point in time that we would reach something, because eventually that's our main goal, that's our dream, etc. And so I will be naming this video as The Road to Millions in E-commerce, starting a Shopify store. But before we go to the details of what is Shopify and how to set up a Shopify store, I think we need to discuss on what e-commerce really is. So basically, e-commerce is a commercial transactions conducted electronically on the internet. That's basically what I just searched on Google. That doesn't mean I'm lazy. I think it's just the easiest way to find out. So e-commerce is also known as electronic commerce or internet commerce. And as you know, with commerce, it's a buying and selling of goods. But at this time in e-commerce, it's a buying and selling of goods through the internet. I think in a certain point in time in your lives, you have purchased something online, and then you went into a website, probably Amazon or eBay or some local internet shop, and then you searched for the items that you like, probably a shirt or a gadget, and then you purchased it using your credit card or debit card or whatever, and then you paid for it via that transactions, and eventually you receive tracking numbers with regarding to the shipping, whether your products have been shipped or not, whether it has a tracking number, so that you can see the status on where the location of your product is, the location of the product that you ordered online. And then eventually it reaches your house, you open it, or probably if it's an electronic order, you receive it immediately as soon as you paid for it online. So that's just the very basic stuff on what e-commerce really is. So when you're starting an e-commerce business, you must have something what we call an e-commerce platform. As I said, I've made my own research, and I have a lot of resources that I have used where I got my answers. And one of the answers that I got, one of the best answers to e-commerce platform, is from this website. It's www.bigcommerce.com. So it says here, what is an e-commerce platform? An e-commerce platform is a software application that allows online businesses to manage their websites, sales, and operations. And if you're doing a business in e-commerce, just like the same manual e-commerce that we know prior to the internet, there are sales and operations involved, like where do you get your supplies, how do you pay for your supplies, like in manual inventory, even tax payments, how payment is handled, where does the payment go, how is it computed, how do you compute for the shipping, etc. And where I got this meaning for e-commerce platform like is big e-commerce, and big e-commerce is one of the bigger e-commerce platforms out there. And if you search on Google, you would see this list. So you would see that big commerce is on top of the list. And because this video is about Shopify, you can also see Shopify on this list. And Shopify is one of the more famous and one of the more used e-commerce platform in the market right now. So now we're ready to create our own Shopify store, but before we start, you need to remember two things. One is that it is very important for you to have your own email address. So for the purpose of this training, I created a new email address and I called it myecommercetraining@gmail.com. So Gmail is one of the more famous free email services out there. So go and create a new one if you're going to create a new Shopify store. And the second more important thing is that you would need to consider on what kind of business that you want to do in your e-commerce. When you start up your Shopify account, you would need, because we would need a name for your store. And it's very important for you to set up a very interesting or brand that you want to be known for when you put up your own e-commerce account or e-commerce business. So for you to decide, you would need to list it down probably, whether you want it to be a general kind of online business, or is it a niche based kind of business. For example, does your store cater to sports or gadgets or beauty or wardrobe or print on demand shirts or health and beauty? I think I said beauty again. Well, anyway, I think you get the point. I think if you're going to start a new Shopify store, you would need to be very sure on what kind of business do you want to you want to indulge in. So if you're not sure at this time, I think that it's very safe to put up in your mind that you will be putting up a general purpose kind of Shopify store. Now that you have decided on what kind of store, what kind of business, what kind of things that you want to sell online, you would need to decide on what kind of name you want to use for your Shopify store, because we're going to need that as we go along in this very short, quick training on how to create a Shopify store. So you would need to go to the Shopify website. Just type on the browser www.shopify.co. Well, I'm New Zealand, so that's .co.nz. So that's shopify.co.nz. Yep. And the first thing, if you don't have an account yet, the first thing that you would see on the page is this one. So it has two sections: start a free trial or learn more. And because we're going to create a new one, I think we would need to click on the start free trial. Otherwise, if you have your Shopify account, just click on login. Otherwise, yep. So yeah, because we're going to create a new one, let's click on start free trial. After you click on shop free trial, this page would be the one that will be shown to you as a new user. So if you scroll down, you just would see some details on who else uses Shopify, some very quick details on this part, like themes, pricing, and how many people uses it. And on top of this page, you would see start free trial, and you would need to indicate the email address that you're going to use. That's the first important thing that I mentioned a while ago. So because I've already created my own email account, let's just put it there: myecommerce.training@gmail.com. Right. So once you put your email in there, just click on the start free trial. And the third page that would be shown to you once you're creating your Shopify store is this page here, which says start your free 14-day trial of Shopify. I will explain that later. So because we've already indicated the email address here, I think you would need to set up your own password. So just put in your password. And then what kind of store name? That's the second more important thing that I mentioned a while ago. What would be the store name that you would like to be known for? What kind of brand? So for the purpose of this training, I would just name it the same as my email address. So that's my.ecommerce.training. So once you've supplied all of these three details here, the email address, the password, and your store name, just letting you know, just remember your password, okay? Just click on create your store. I don't see password, so I'll just click that part. So it says here, just sit tight and wait. Success, your store is ready to go. So tell us a little bit about yourself. The first item here, are you already selling? No. For the purpose again of this training, we will just probably select I'm not selling products yet, which is pretty much the point here. So the second one here is, do you have something to sell? The options would be no, I'm just playing around with Shopify. Second is, I'm still brainstorming ideas on what to sell. The third one is, yes, I have product and I'll be ready to launch in a few weeks. I think to be safe, we'll just choose the second one. I'm still brainstorming ideas on what to sell. And the third item here would be, what is your current revenue? Now, well, basically we're just starting, so the revenue is 0. I'm just getting started. Are you setting up a store for a client? No, because I'm setting up a store for myself. But if you're creating a Shopify store for a client, then you probably would need to select this part here. Otherwise, let's click on next. So the third item, once your store is created, you would be needed to ask, add an address so you can get paid. Yeah, that's very, very important. So I think for the purpose again of this training, we'll just put in here the same as my email address. So my ECommerce last name training, and then the address. Let's just invent something. I'm actually not sure what to put here, so let's see. Let's try my very, very old address way back. I hope that you guys won't stalk me. I'll probably blur this part after this training. So yeah, I'm putting in the address, the number. I think I'll skip the number. Let's put in the city and then the postal code. What is my previous postal code? Okay, postal code done. Country is New Zealand, region is Auckland. Phone number, I think I'd probably skip that one for the moment. Business or personal website. We don't have a personal website at the moment, but if you do have a personal website, once you're starting your Shopify store, then by all means put the details here, and especially the phone number. Because if you're starting a new business, a new e-commerce business, your Shopify store would need to have that phone number for the clients to know where to contact you, what number to call you from for questions, inquiries, or refunds, or for any issues that they might have. So this is very, very important. Correspondence is very, very important. So let's just click on enter my store. Oh, phone number is, sorry for that. I think we need to add some phone number here. Okay, let's try something. There. So we just needed to avoid that error on the phone number here. Just so you know, this is an actual demo. That's why we have those kind of errors. Okay, so let's click on enter my store. So it's just loading at the moment. Let's see if we have any further problems with regards about the setup of the store. There you go. There you go, guys. We have successfully created our first Shopify store. You would see on top it's named after the name that you have indicated during the series of pages that we have created our store. So it says here my e-commerce training.myshopify.com/admin because this is the main page where you would be setting up the details for your store. And on the top right corner you would see the name of your store, my e-commerce training store. That's the name of the store that we set up during the start of this demo. And then you would, on the left frame of the page, you would see these details like home, orders, products, customers, etc. And then the sales channel, online store, and then the very bottom of the left side is the settings. And I think we're good. So after we created our own Shopify store account, I went into my email account and saw that there are 2 new email messages that came from Shopify. One is this one, Shopify. So yeah, you just started a new business, congrats. So that's a standard email from Shopify. And then it says the details on your Shopify store, and then the Shopify store admin, which I showed earlier. And then let's go to the other message that they sent. So this is very important. The Shopify would send you an email to confirm your email address, and because we are still logged into our store, I would just click on this confirm email, and then it automatically opened a new tab, and we just basically came back to the store that we have already set up. And this page, which is in the account page, as indicated here, it says my e-commerce training, which is the name of our store. And then with this green banner indicated here, it says thanks for verifying your email address. And then it has some kind of details here that says, for example, staff profile. We will be discussing that item in the next videos. And I think we are done here. We have successfully set up our Shopify store. We have verified the email. So I mentioned earlier that we have just created our Shopify store, but there was a message there that says it's a 14-day trial for your Shopify store. Yes, that's very standard when it comes to creating a Shopify store. They would give you the chance to test the waters, so to speak. They would allow you to test the features, how to import some products, how to customize the pages that you have on your Shopify store. All of those I will be discussing in the next video series. But now I think I would be discussing to you what the 14-day trial means. So it just basically gives you 14 days to test the waters, see what the features are and what you can do about it. But after the 14-day trial expires, you would need to select one of these plans on this page. So one of the pricing that you would see here are the monthly price. This is all in US dollars. So the basic Shopify is costs $29 per month. The Shopify, everything that you need here, it's $79 US dollars per month, and the advanced Shopify costs $299 US dollars per month. So you would see the table here on what the differences are with regards to the prices on those plans. So let's look at the basic Shopify. So it just has I think if you're just starting a store, these are all the things that you need for you to test everything, and I think these are enough. But if you've already mastered your Shopify store and how it works and how everything ties in together to make a very successful e-commerce business, then by all means go with the Shopify everything you need plan. And if you want to be more to have a more challenging e-commerce business, then why not try advanced Shopify, and that would be $299 US dollars per month. So I think we're good here. I think I've finished. Oh yeah, just one more thing. Shopify payments. So for the basic plans, if you're going to select that, you will have this. So I've already tried this. They will send you this fraud analysis, means that Shopify would send you an email or a message on your admin page of your Shopify store whether a certain purchase is fraudulent or a credit card was used from a certain country, but when the credit card company checked the details of the credit card, it belongs to another owner from another country. Like, for example, someone purchased from your store who is located in New Zealand, but the credit card is issued to a person who lives in the United Kingdom, for example. So that's the fraud analysis. And then one of the items here is so this says online Australian credit card rates, online international Amex credit card rates, which is higher of course, and additional fees using all payments providers other than Shopify payments. There's a 2% charge there. So that's all included for the basic account. The basic plan, and this is much cheaper, of course, as you go higher on the plan that you've selected, and much more cheaper on this advanced Shopify store, which is again $299 US per month. So I think this is a very lengthy introduction video. I think we've covered everything that we are targeting for this video, titled again as Road to Millions in E-commerce, Creating a Shopify Store. So I've introduced to you what e-commerce is, what e-commerce platforms are. Shopify Store is an e-commerce platform. We did a demo on how to do a Shopify store. What are the requirements? The requirements are the email address and what kind of store do you want to put in, what kind of brand. Is it a general kind of store or a niche kind of store? And then we've discussed the payment plans as we see here on this page. Now, for future video blogs, I will be creating what are the features in the Shopify store. I will be doing a quick demo for that. I will be showing the features that we have on the e-commerce store. What does all of these do? What does home, orders, products, customers, online store and settings do for your Shopify store? And then we will be discussing where to get your products, who will be your suppliers, how will be the shipping handled? How will be the fulfillment being handled? And what does all of those mean? So if you've liked this training, please subscribe to my YouTube channel indicated in the details below of this post, and I would also be posting some details on my Facebook page. So please do visit my Facebook page and join my Facebook page and subscribe to my YouTube channel.